Okay. Well, first of all, I really want to congratulate you on the job you did on this movie because, man, you blew me away.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You were so engaging, so wonderful to watch. And, needless to say, 17 wasn't too bad of a year for you, Zac.
Yeah.
But if you could go back at 17 and do anything different, what would you do? What would you have done?
That's the thing. For this movie, I wish I had some amazing story about something I screwed up royally that I wanted to go back and change. But I guess that's, an important message for the movie. All the mistakes I made in life, and there were a lot so far. I think no matter how big they were, they got me to where I'm at today.
Yeah.
And so I don't think there's much that I would go back and change.
Well, what was it like for you to step back into a high school? A little bit nervous?
It was. It was weird going back to high school. It was strange. I could tell that I wasn't supposed to be there. There's when you have classes and you sit down and you belong there. You've got homework to turn in. You feel like you belong. You're with your friends. But man, when you don't know anybody in high school, they all look at you kind of funny. It's like, who's the new kid?
Yeah. What was
so
that
it helped
like
me
for you? I mean, when you did go, did you enjoy being at school?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the social aspect is brilliant in high school. I loved hanging out with my friends on a daily basis, and good relationships with my teachers. I was getting good grades. It was all in all, a fantastic time in life. But then again, I had all the, social awkward moments that regular high school kids go through, all the same insecurities. I think I was a pretty run-of-the-mill high school student.
Well, I think everybody will be glad to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I mean, you're a normal guy. Let's face it. You get the script, you read it, and you must have been thinking, this is the challenge I'm looking for, because you finish up with the High School Musical stuff, and now it's time to move on. You're getting older. Let's try something challenging.
I'm getting old, man. I gotta make it happen.
I mean, I think I saw the cane down by the chair. But seriously, you really pulled off playing a 37-year-old. What was going through your mind? What were you thinking about how you were going to tackle that?
I remember Adam Shankman. It was during Hairspray. Adam actually came up to me with the idea, and I thought he was crazy. I'm like, dude, what on earth makes you think that I'm up for the challenge of playing a 37-year-old? And it was weird. I didn't enjoy the concept at first. Then the script came in, and I read it, and I was actually impressed. I thought, man, this is actually a story about how far a dad's willing to go to connect with his kids and be with his family. And that was fun. It became serious at that point. Then Tom and Leslie got involved with the movie, and it really shaped up. So yeah, I think ultimately it was the challenge of playing a guy that I have virtually nothing in common with, and trying to pull that off. That was refreshing. I've never.
And the challenge of kind of emulating Matthew Perry, because here you are in a movie that you're not in it with him, obviously, because you're playing the same guy at different ages. But I understand that you had to have spoken to him, you had to have had chats with him about trying to get those mannerisms. There were certain scenes in that movie, I have to say, where I really thought I was listening and watching Matthew Perry.
Awesome. Yeah. No, cool. Yeah, there's there's key moments that you just know Matthew would be fantastic here. I'd have to put Matthew in this scene. And that's what happened. There's a couple of lines that just are all Matt. So that was fun. He would always give me advice. He'd call me, and sometimes it was just a line reading, but it would still help, and it was fun.
Yeah, Naomi, I don't care.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, and then you're in these amazing, fantastic scenes with Thomas Lennon. Now, first off, how on earth did you keep a straight face with that man?
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. Tom is the funniest person alive. That man is a genius. I don't know how he does it, but God forbid you go off the page with the guy. He's so improvisational and so in the moment and so real with everything that he says. You just don't know if what he's saying is true or not. He's got I don't know. He's very talented.
Yeah. Did you ever think he'd be a Jedi Master?
And yeah, that was another fun thing in the movie. I've wanted to do a legit lightsaber fight since I was 10 years old. And finally, at 21, we made it happen.
I'm glad.
That's as close as I'm going to get, I think.
And, you got the moves. We know you got some basketball moves. We know you got some dance moves. But how long did it take you to twirl that basketball on your finger?
You know what? I think after doing all the High School Musicals and after being 17 again, if I've played that much basketball and can't spin it on my finger, I think something would be wrong. I have a basketball in my hands every day on set, I feel like. And, you get curious and you start playing with it. And that's just what happened. Corbin actually taught me how to do that from High School Musical.
Yeah. Zac, do you ever get used to the posters, the huge billboards, seeing your face like on bus shelters? How does one get used to that type of thing?
You don't get used to it. You can't get used to it. I'd like just 2 days ago, I was stopped at a red light in the valley, and I was next to a bus stop. And I had my windows down, I was playing music, and I hear a bunch of people yelling, and I'm pretty sure it's directed at me, and I looked over, and they were like, "Are you this guy?" And the poster was massive right on the bus stop, and I was like, "Oh God," and just, went as fast as I could to get out of there. It's, those moments. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I can imagine. I understand that Leslie Mann, of course, her daughters, one of the oldest one had posters of you all over her bedroom. What was it like meeting her kids for the first time?
They were great. I mean, I wouldn't have known. They were sweethearts. They're, I just told them, I'm like, man, I'm fans of you guys. You were so good and Knocked Up. It's awesome.
They're great little kids. Well, you did a fantastic job in this, and I have to say congratulations for taking that move, moving on, and you're going to be a huge, huge star beyond the High School Musical.
Man, you're making me blush. Thank you.
Oh, no, you really are. I
Thank you.
totally mean it from the bottom of my heart.
You're a sweetheart. Thank you very much.
Thank you.